Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Emma Blake, a urology and sexual health expert, and today we're diving into a topic that's rarely discussed openly but endlessly fascinating: women's sexual fantasies. Specifically, the top 4 fantasies that women have but almost never talk about. When it comes to sexual fantasies, most people shy away from the conversation. There's fear of being judged, a sense of embarrassment, and a deep cultural conditioning that tells women not to express desire too freely. But the truth is, women's imaginations are often far more vivid, creative, and adventurous than people realize. A Canadian study found that women actually report stronger arousal responses to a wider range of erotic situations than men. Female desire tends to be flexible and context-driven. It's emotional, sensory, and imaginative. As a clinician, I've heard confessions that range from beautifully romantic to wildly bold, and every single one of them was completely normal. One friend once told me she was fascinated by a man with a Jacob's ladder. I had to look it up, and let's just say I was very surprised by what I found. The point is, women's fantasies can be surprising, layered, and deeply psychological. Once you understand that, it becomes clear that female desire isn't a mystery, it's a language. So, what are the fantasies that come up most often? Let's start with number 1, intimacy with a stranger. Psychologist Justin Lemiller's book, Tell Me What You Want, surveyed thousands of adults about their private sexual thoughts. About 64% of women admitted to fantasizing about being intimate with someone they don't know. The setting is often a bar, a hotel, or some spontaneous encounter where the rules disappear and curiosity takes over. There's a reason this one is so common. The idea of mystery activates the same dopamine centers in the brain that respond to novelty and excitement. A stranger represents something new. New scent, new voice, new rhythm, and that unfamiliarity can feel thrilling. It's not about cheating. It's about imagination and freedom from expectation. As relationship expert Esther Perel often says, eroticism thrives on novelty. It's not necessarily about new partners, but about new experiences. A fantasy with a stranger allows the mind to explore unfamiliar territory without the constraints of real-world judgment. Now, it's interesting that so many men worry about how to spark attraction in women, when in reality, confidence and curiosity are the key ingredients. You don't need perfect lines or grand gestures. You need presence, eye contact, and authenticity. Flirting is just communication with energy behind it. In my practice, I often tell men that women respond to attention, not pressure. When you're curious and relaxed, you create safety. And when a woman feels safe, she feels free to express her playful, flirty, or even daring side. That's what connection really is. Mutual permission to be present. Now let's move to the second major fantasy, power dynamics. Roughly 65% of women report fantasizing about being dominated, while 47% fantasize about being in control. It's not about violence or humiliation. It's about trust, balance, and emotional intensity. Power play fantasies are about switching roles and stepping outside of everyday identity. For many women, especially those who manage a lot of responsibility in life, the idea of surrender feels freeing. It's a break from decision-making, a chance to relax into the moment and let go. For others, it's the opposite. They enjoy being the one in control. Being dominant can feel empowering and playful, especially in a context built on mutual respect. In both cases, these scenarios give people a safe way to explore control and vulnerability, two sides of the same coin. Playing with power dynamics can be deeply psychological. It's less about what's happening physically and more about what it means emotionally. It invites communication, negotiation, and trust, all qualities that strengthen connection in the real world too. The third common fantasy is about group encounters, usually threesomes. About 56% of women have imagined this, according to Miller's data. Some picture being the center of attention, others imagine watching, and some picture their partner with another woman. There are countless variations, but the theme is the same: curiosity and novelty. Roughly 17% of women imagine an all-female scenario, while about 39% imagine mixed gender encounters. These fantasies aren't necessarily about acting them out. They're about imagining freedom, variety, and the excitement of being desired from multiple directions. The psychology behind it is actually quite simple. Humans are wired to crave new sensory experiences. Variety creates dopamine surges in the brain, and that chemical rush can appear in fantasies even if it never happens in reality. It's not about betrayal. It's about imagination's love of possibility. Now, number 4 might surprise you: public or semi-public encounters. About 40% of women report imagining intimacy in places where they might get caught. Think elevators, beaches, cars, or other hidden corners of the world. This fantasy is all about adrenaline. The idea of being almost seen adds risk, and risk increases arousal. It's not really about being watched. It's about the heightened awareness that comes from breaking routine and doing something forbidden, even if only in the mind. In psychology, that's called transgression arousal, the thrill of crossing an invisible line. It's the same chemical pattern that makes adventure sports exciting. When paired with intimacy, it becomes a powerful emotional amplifier. So what do these fantasies reveal about women? They're not just about sex. They're about emotion, identity, and experience. Fantasies about strangers can reflect a longing for escape or freedom. Power dynamics can express the need to feel safe while surrendering control. Group scenarios can mirror curiosity and a desire for variety. Public settings reflect the thrill of spontaneity. Each fantasy speaks to a deeper psychological need: safety, novelty, power, connection, or excitement. And the most important takeaway is this: there's no such thing as a normal fantasy. They're all just stories our brains use to explore emotion. Sharing these thoughts with a partner can be transformative. Research shows that couples who talk openly about their fantasies experience stronger intimacy and better communication overall. About half of couples who shared fantasies said it improved their relationship, not because they acted them out, but because it deepened trust. Still, many women find it difficult to have these conversations. Generations of cultural conditioning have told women that desire makes them less respectable. The result is that many suppress their fantasies and pretend not to have them, which often leads to disconnection and frustration. I see this in my clinic all the time. Women who appear completely composed in their daily lives often carry a world of unspoken desire and curiosity. They just need a space where it feels safe to express it. When partners create that safety, communication changes everything. It's okay to want to be the good girl in public and the passionate one in private. That duality is human, not hypocritical. Most women want to feel both adored and desired, respected and adventurous. Those traits coexist beautifully when trust is strong. If you want to talk about fantasies with your partner, create an environment of comfort. Choose a private, relaxed setting where both of you feel safe. You can start gently by saying something like, "There's something I've been thinking about that excites me. Can I tell you?" From there, listen, smile, and let curiosity lead. The goal is to share, not shock. These conversations don't have to be heavy. They can be fun, light, and full of laughter. The key is openness without judgment. When both partners can share desires freely, intimacy becomes something deeper than routine. It becomes play. You move from performance to authenticity, from worry to connection. Fantasies stop being secrets and start being stories you can enjoy together. At its core, fantasy is one of the healthiest parts of human sexuality. It keeps long-term desire alive and keeps the imagination flexible. Fantasies don't always reflect what someone wants to do. Sometimes they're just what the brain wants to feel. They're creative, emotional, and deeply human. So whether your fantasy involves mystery, power, adventure, or risk, remember this: it's normal. Curiosity is a sign of vitality, not shame. The more we talk about it, the more we normalize sexual honesty and empathy. For women, being open about desire isn't rebellion, it's self-awareness. For men, listening without judgment is the foundation of true connection. When both sides meet with curiosity and respect, that's when real intimacy happens. So talk, explore, and laugh together. Fantasies aren't confessions. They're windows into imagination. The more you understand them, the more you understand yourself and your partner. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Dr. Emma Blake, and I hope this helped you see female sexuality as something powerful, intelligent, and completely normal. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone who could use a healthier, more human perspective on desire. I'll see you in the next one.